This week we had the committee about the future of full self-driving cars, and even though the politicians show they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to this technology, there are still a positive outcome from the committee. And let's start by hearing Lars Moravy, VP of Vehicle Engineering at Tesla, opening statement before the US Senate Commerce Committee.
For America to maintain its position in global technological development and grow its advanced manufacturing capabilities, we must enact a federal framework for the development and the deployment of AVs. The committee has the opportunity to position NHTSA as a global gold standard for AV development. And to do so, Congress must advance this federal legislation so that these regulators are equipped to address the realities of a new frontier.
But unfortunately, some of the politicians started attacking Tesla and their full self-driving system. And that you need LiDAR. Oh my god, politicians sometimes just speak about things they know nothing about. We even had one saying that she wished there was a button that she could just push and the car would take her home.
Just want a button in a car that if I don't know where I am, or I'm not as sharp as I was behind the wheel, that I can push a button in the car that says grocery store and another button that says home, take me home. And the freedom that will give elderly people is such a comfort to me as I become an elderly people.
Yeah, well, that button already exists in your Tesla. And you don't even have to push a button. You can just tell the car where you want to go. So it was very clear that not many in the room knew a lot about Tesla's full self-driving tech and autonomy in general, and think more sensors equal more safety. Like we also heard from Ashok, Tesla's head of AI team, talk about in his recent keynote about Tesla's full self-driving technology. And one of the things he talked about was LiDAR, and as he said, it's so obvious you can solve this with cameras. Why wouldn't you solve it with cameras? It's 2026. The self-driving problem is not a sensor problem. It's an AI problem. The cameras have enough information already. It's a problem of extracting the information, which is an AI problem. Exactly. Just like we have seen with the countless example of Waymo's robotaxis confused in traffic, not because they lack sensors, but because they lack brain power, just as Dylan Loomis from Electrified clearly pointed out on X. Listening to these hearings on autonomy and AI always leads me to the same conclusion. We have politicians that understand nothing about this technology trying to make regulations and rules about this technology. Even worse, these were same clueless politicians becoming aggressive and dogmatic, making claims that LiDAR makes EV safer. They continually point to autopilot accident from years ago to make it seem like Tesla's approach is dangerous when the code base isn't even active anymore. They attack Tesla for allowing customers to engage full self-driving on streets, trying to frame it as a reckless when the driver is still fully responsible and the data is clear. Having full self-driving is far safer than not. Yes, all these people will look extremely stupid in the very near future when Tesla has tens of thousands of robotaxis running the street with better safety than us humans. But as always, time will be the ultimate judge. But the positive thing from the meeting is, like DJ told in his video, that every senator knows that autonomy is the future.
So I just finished a hearing on autonomous vehicles, and it was chaired by Chairman Cruz of the Commerce Committee. And most of the senators from that committee, including Senate Majority Leader Thune, stopped by. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I'm running to my next meeting. But the one positive, well, there are a lot of positive things. First of all, it was a great hearing. Questions were good. Some were a little awkward. Some were obviously poised at picking fun at either Tesla or Waymo. But one thing that they all had in common, every senator in that room knew that autonomy is the future. And they all just have different ideas on how we should get there and what framework we should abide by. But there was no opposition. And I say that is really good news. And I think I'm more optimistic today about autonomy than I was yesterday. And I'm pretty optimistic anyway.
So more optimistic than ever. So that is very good to hear. And just one more thing I would like to add to the whole Waymo against Tesla discussion. Because Tesla is almost done with the hardest part, making unsupervised full self-driving, as we can see with Tesla's robotaxi doing exactly that. Waymo, on the other hand, has all the hardest part in front of them, as their system only works in the mapped geofenced areas, and so far they have only mapped a few cities. They are still missing to map the entire planet to be able to do what Tesla's unsupervised software can do, because it's a general solution. That's very costly to map the entire world, not to mention it is also costly to keep that map up to date. So because Waymo has taken the easy route of making a system that only works inside a map area, basically running on digital rails, scaling up is going to be the hard part. But because Tesla has taken the difficult way of making a general solution that is intelligent enough to drive everywhere, not just on road, but on every drivable surface, and not just on this planet, they have completed the hard part. And scaling up production, well, that will be the easy part for Tesla. They already have 2 million production capacity a year of cars that can actually drive autonomously. And they are all cheaper to produce than what Waymo is able to do. So Tesla has done the hard part. Waymo has just begun their hard part.